Greetings, my thunderstorm enjoyers. My name is Flare Bliss, and we've returned back to Our Wonderland. Also, apologise if you hear any thunder in the background. There's thunderstorms going on right now. Search down the hall for any sign of a door that screams bathroom, or just any room that has the means of a toilet in it. But all the doors look the same. I turn in the opposite direction, then nearly jump about 10 feet into the air. Is Orlam there? Oh, just I gotta stop predicting the future, man. Orlam's standing 2 doors down, just watching me. He's got a trio of rabbit guards behind him. I take a nervous step backwards, open my mouth to say something. The sweet serenity of romance. Orlam claps his hands together, bringing them to his cheek. He begins slinking towards me. Have a nice night, did ya? One cannot help but notice the galley at night didst not returneth to his room. Pray tell, was hero's sword plunged into the gentle flower's blushing banquet? What you're trying to say there is that did these two characters have, a loving time? I turn away. It wasn't like that. Then start walking down the hall. Oh? Orlam sidles up beside me, lips curled into an impish grin. Then perhaps true love doth reign over lust. How delightfully and advantageous for me. What's that supposed to mean? I jerk away as he tries to put an arm around my shoulder. It's simple, really. Here I was trying to figure out the best way to make my greatest adversary suffer, being Genzou. And now the perfect opportunity has fallen right into my lap. Is it me as Iggy? I stop, raise a brow, turn towards him. A spark of unease runs up my spine to the base of my skull. Great, we're the ones who are about to be kidnapped, not Genzou. What are you talking about? But the answer's not to come. I see Orlam raise his hands to his sides in amused fertility. Then suddenly something comes down over my head, encasing my face and plunging my world into darkness. I bring my hands to my neck, trying to pull it off, trying to wrench away the hands, keeping it there. But already my consciousness is fading in and out. Take him to one of the stalls, I hear Orlam say right before I pass out completely. I'm amazed that he didn't pass out immediately upon impact. Let's see where we're going. Hope we're not going to the cauldrons again. The next time I open my eyes, I'm in a small rectangular room. Are we being interrogated? Something itchy pokes at my cheeks and arms. And when I pull back enough to bring the world into focus, I find myself lying in what appears to be a carpet of hay. What? We haven't seen this before. I try to sit up, but quickly realize I can't. My hands and ankles have been tied behind me, making it impossible to do much more than roll over onto my back. Now the urge to go to the toilet is even more serious, considering we weren't able to. I blink, squint, peer through my hazy vision. It's dim, but not completely dark, and I can see the walls caging me in on all sides like a box of thick stone. There's a door a few feet away, nothing but a small barred window at the top to reveal the world outside. I groan, try to move into a slightly more comfortable position. Errant bits of hay scratch at my arms and poke at my midsection. What the goddamn tarnation is this? I remember Orlam. That queen smile on his face. Then after that, everything had gone black. One of the rabbit guards must have snuck up from behind and bonked us over the head. Where the hell had he taken me? I let out a long, slow breath to try and calm myself down, even as the tendrils of panic rise up in my belly. This has got to be some sort of sick joke, right? I don't have want away. After only a few minutes of uncomfortable silence, I hear footsteps in the hall, distant voices bouncing off the walls. They approach the door. I can't tell how many of them there are. A good number at least. Then stop. I hear Genzou's voice through the open window. Oh, what's going on with him? The surprise in here? What is it? Your secret... your secret R18 stash? Just what kind of messed up stuff do you get off on? He sounded annoyed. Oh no, it's much better than that. Orlam this time. Much more interactive. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh dear, does Orlam have a lot of free time then? The handle rattles, turns. Then the door creaks open. I instinctively recoil away from the incoming light. I don't see Genzou's face when he sees me. I don't want to see Genzou's face when he sees me. Somehow the thought leaves me feeling mortified. I hear him, though. Hear him sucking his breath. Hear his feet skid against the ground. Hear the gods grabbing and holding back. His grunts as he tugs against them. At least he's not chewing on his cheeks. What the goddamn tarnation is this? When I finally look up, Orlam has his hands splayed as though about to present the prologue to a theatrical epic. What's wrong? Don't you like it? Did you hurt him? You sick, twisted, demented individual? Oh no, not yet anyway. Simply giving him an insider's tour of my stalls is all. Oh my god, Genzou has got quite the angry face on him. I'm sure that is delighting Orlam to no end. They're quite handy for detaining unruly miscreants until it's their time to brew. Genzou gives another jerk against the guard's grip, and for a moment actually seems to slip away enough to take a step forward. I wonder if this is where Genzou was ended up the first time around. But they quickly recapture his arms. His face has gone completely white. You let him go, you hear me? You got beef with me? You take it up with me. Leave him the goddamn tarnation out of it. Oh, but Genzou dear, that's half the fun, don't you see? Orlam oozes towards Genzou, hand to his chin and cocking his head upwards. Torturing you would be fun, yes, but torturing the thing you care about most. See you wiggle and squirm. He brings his hands to his cheeks. Face flush. I'm getting all hot and bothered just thinking about it. What the actual goddamn tarnation is wrong with you? Is it because I made fun of you as a kid? Genzou huffs with another jerk. Made fun of me? Made fun of me? The pushing and shoving. The humiliation. The, oh, let's all ignore Orlam for the day. It'll be so funny. The, oh, let's all throw our erase at Orlam while nobody's looking. It'll be hilarious and hoping that one of the erasers will erase him from history. But Orlam's... Oh, great, okay. Let's all tell Orlam he should do the same. Orlam clenches his hands in his hair, his voice hoarse and strained. And to top it all off, when I finally thought that maybe we, but you left me. You goddamn abomination. Left me in that dark room all by myself. For once Genzou looks uncomfortable. His eyes grow tight as his lips twist downward. I did try, you know. Orlam continues, a tiny chuckle at the back of his throat, looking all the more morbid. 5 times I tried. Twice I almost succeeded too. His lips curl into a wide grin that stretches across his face, pupils shrinking. You made my life a living hell. But now I get to make your life hell. Orlam, I was a kid. Kids do stupid stuff. Exactly. When we was all a kid, And when we are all an adult now as well, we've all done at least one thing that is completely bonkers. And guess what? We learn from those decisions, those mistakes, and then tomorrow will be a better future. But some people love to live the past as if it's just occurred. Genzou starts, but even he seems to have trouble putting any conviction behind the words. His voice cracks, and beads of perspiration begin dotting his forehead and cheeks. Let's just calm down, yeah? Talk things out. Find a way to make this right? Orlam starts giggling. It's manic and squeaking, the force of it sending his shoulders up and down in glee. That's just it! I've already found a way to make it right. He twists back towards me, face contorted and eyes wide. Ooh, what's he doing? Then dances over, yanking me up and into his arms like a limp rag doll. By the way, Genzou, this is not by choice. Once again, like in the first act with Gidget, we do not choose to have a close encounter with an operation. It just sort of happened to us, okay? Don't look at this as if I want this, okay? You know, I thought a lot about what I should do. All the delightful little things I could do to make him squeal. He squeezes my cheeks, popping out his eyes, for instance, then shakes my head side to side with a click of his tongue, or snipping off his itty-bitty toes one by one. Orlam, stop! Genzou's voice is low and shaky, a guttural desperation to it. I've never heard in him before. So he was unable to talk when Gidget was literally confronting him in the bar, and now this. But Orlam continues, shaking his head at his own feigned stupidity. But then I thought, why go through all the mess when I have the perfect solution already? This is a slaughterhouse after all, and slaughterhouses have ways of dealing with their more troublesome tenants. Oh dear. He stands up, letting me slide back into the hay, and steps back. Immediately, two rabbit guards move forward to grab me, undoing the tie on my wrists so they can uncase them in the two chained manacles attached to the opposite walls instead. Great. We went from one set of shackles to another set of shackles. What's the saying? It's better to be with the devil that you know than the one you don't. I try to twist away in panic, my heart beating louder and louder, my gut twisting with a violent wrench. So tell me, rabbit guards, why do you follow this complete lunatic? Genzou? I throw him a despondent look, breath coming out in quick, terrified gasps. Genzou is jerking and yanking and tugging at the guards again, his face strained and flushed. Orlam! You sicker! Stop! I can hear tears in his voice. But Orlam doesn't stop. He steps towards me, now strung up between the two walls, the manacles bite into my wrists and gives my cheek a little slap. Open up! Let the train come through into the mouth. I glance up in confusion and shoves a thick piece of cloth in my mouth. Oh gosh, this is some kind of act, isn't it? Before I can question what's it for, the guards sling another piece over my lips and around my head. They clench it tight in the back, making it impossible to spit it out. Don't want you biting that tongue of yours off. Oh, did you try and predict the future when it came to Gidget's little arc? So when it comes to actually the tongue, you know, ours will not be chopped off. Orlam is crouched down a few feet away, his attention focused on the box in the hay. At least not yet. He adds with a little grin as he snaps it open, pulling out what looks like a cattle prod wrapped in rusted wire. Ooh. I don't know, but I think that's going to be a little bit painful, don't you think? The wire part, definitely. And the fact it's rusted as well, plus 2 poison stats. I call this my piggy prodder. But I'm no piggy and neither is Genzou, so why are we being prodded then? He stands back up and gives the stick a little wave. Quite adept at keeping the piggies in line. Sometimes I just have too many to deal with, you see? That's when a little zip... Oh, he presses a button and a little spark dances off the edge. Oh gosh, now that sounds even more painful than just the ornament itself. To the side of the head can really make my job easier. Of course, sometimes I like to have a little fun with them first. Gosh, you are a psycho. He saunters towards me, grins somehow stretched even further if that's even physically possible on this abomination. How many jolts until their heart stops? For instance, that's a fun one to play. All I can do is look up at him, shaking my head in a silent plea for mercy. Orlam! Oh. The tip of a rod jams straight into my stomach, and in that second everything goes white. It's like someone shoved a knife straight into my gut. A sharp stabbing pain blossoms out from the point of contact, ripping into my nerves and sending them screaming, one after another. My muscles tense, lock up, then recoil all in a span of less than a second. You can say all those words out loud in your head in a second? And then my body flies forward against the manacles, arms ramrod straight, so forceful that the iron slices into the skin of my hands and wrists and my glasses go flying off my head. Great, now I can't see where Orlam is. I can't move, can't think. I can feel my body shaking, convulsing, wave after wave of hot white pain sending my muscles into repeated spasms. Great, the world is on fire. I'm on fire. I can smell myself cooking, charring. Goodness sakes, when will it end? Finally pulls away. Great, now we're blurry. It also looks like hyperventilating as well. My body slumps downward, vision wobbling, consciousness coming, going, going. White, black, white, black. My muscles twitch as we go back into the 1910s, 1900s when the world was black and white. My quivering arms make the manacle chains clitter and clatter. And I feel hot liquid seeping down my wrists and arms from where the iron sliced through the skin. Ugh. Steam wafts up from the charred fabric of my shirt. Now melts against the red blistered skin and crackling and hissing as it starts to cool back down. Genzou's frozen where he stands, his jaw slack and his face a ghastly white. Goodness sakes, man, you're not the one who's being tortured this time, Genzou. His brows are curled in a cross between horror and disbelief. But I'm pretty sure as well there's simultaneous sadness and rage. Orlam, he finally says. His voice is quaking and strangely hollow. Orlam, please. Orlam thrusts the rod into my inner thigh. The knife is back, stabbing inside again, wrenching, twisting, jerking back and forth and grinding against the tissue and muscle. My body jerks upwards this time, up and away from the source of the shock. Again, yanking against the manacles, tearing into the skin, sending splatters of red into the hay. Oh my god, what was internal is now external. He keeps it there longer this time. Great. My vision warps, body convulsing, muscles jerking, twisting, skin crackling. Now there are 100 knives, 1,000. Who cares? They all feel painful. They stab outward from my thighs, slicing straight through flesh and bone, up across from my stomach, down through my calluses. At some point I wonder if I even have any legs anymore. All I feel is one amorphous black hole of pain all across my lower half. As it stopped, Orlam pulls the rod away again. I slump down so hard my head bounces backwards, twisting a muscle in my neck. Ugh! My knees sink down into the hay. The steam is wafting up and off of me in droves now, grey and smoky. It swirls away from the charred hole in my pants and the cooked slices of skin peeling back from my thigh muscles. Wet. The front of my pants is wet. Oh gosh, that was when we couldn't even go to the toilet. I must have peed my pants. Oh no. Oh gosh, I can handle with the with the cattle prods, but for goodness sakes, this is the ultimate humiliation, sorry. This thought shames me, and I clench my eyes shut as tears threaten to spill over their edges. Orlam, stop! Orlam, please! Genzou's crying now. I can hear the hiccups in his throat. Can see the snot running down his nose and between his lips. He looks so distraught. Damn. I'm sorry, Genzou. Something about that sight, seeing him like that, breaks something in me. And over my mouth, even though the pain and the shakes and the world warping around me. I'm sorry, Genzou. Only the sound that comes out of my mouth is nothing more than muffled rumble, stifled by the cloth choking my tongue and throat. What's that? Orlam raises a hand to his ear in a grand display of mock surprise. Do mine ears deceive me, or is our mutual friend attempting to talk? Orlam, stop. Let's see what he has to say. Orlam slants over, smile stretched from ear to ear. He cradles my chin in his hands with an almost gentle caress. There. Let's get this off of you, shall we? He sings as he works the gag free from my lips. Though perhaps Genzou prefers you with something stuffed in your mouth, Okay, Orlam, you don't have to go through that direction, okay? He turns back to Genzou, eyes flashing. Not that you would ever gotten to experience it. See? I'm practically doing you a favor. He runs a hand through my static sea hair. Genzou clearly doesn't like this. He jerks forward against the grip of his arms with a strained grunt, jaw so tight I can practically see it trembling. Orlam feigns a show of terror with a laugh before returning to me. He taps my jaw with his finger. It's one thing to really harass the person which you hate, but then it's another thing to harass a person in which is closely tied to the person that you hate. Now, what is it that you wanted to say? I look up at Orlam, then at Genzou. My body gives another twitch as tears begin running revolties down my cheeks. I'm sorry. Only it's no more than a throaty crackle. What was that? Orlam brings his hand back to his ear with a flick. I bring the tears away and try again. I'm sorry, Genzou. My voice doesn't even sound like my own, but it doesn't matter, because I know he can hear it, because I see his face soften through the watery veil of my eyes. Sorry? Sorry for what? Genzou asks, lips shuddering. I squeeze my eyes shut, open them. For all of this? It's my fault. I opened the door. I led us all to this. Genzou's eyes dilate. I could see the wad of snot hanging from his chin tremble. He must be shaking. Then finally, it's not your fault, Iggs. He forces. I should be the one apologizing to you. I swore to myself that I'd protect you. And even more than that, I should have told you a long time ago about everything. And I'm sorry for that too. I was just so scared. I see him swallow, see his eyes tighten, and I thought that you deserved better. His head falls, and the tears and snot from his chin and cheeks bounce to the floor. I didn't want to ruin your life. I can't do anything but stare at him. There's a pain in my chest, in my throat, one that feels like it's twisting me in two. You didn't want to ruin his life, did you? I'd almost forgotten about Orlam for a second. When he breaks the silence, his words are eerily calm. He steps towards Genzou, takes Genzou's head in his hands, then wrenches his hair back with a manic twist. But you had no problem ruining my life. But Orlam, Genzou winces, his eyes clenched, but Orlam doesn't hold him for long. He lets Genzou's head fall back with a distracted flop, his gaze pointed unseen at the ground. You're sorry? He brings his hands to his head. Yes, is that a particular weakness of yours, Orlam, hearing the word I'm sorry? Is it something that you've never heard of before when somebody has a slight irritation with you but then regrets it? You're sorry? To him? Curls his fingers into his hair. You didn't even do anything to him. His lips twist into a grin. With a sudden jerk, he twists around, eyes wide as he stumbles towards me. I'll give you something to be sorry about. He raises the cattle prod above his head, up, and belts me across the face. My head snaps to the side as a crackle of electricity zaps all the way from my cheeks to my toes. Tears spring to my eyes as my body goes as stiff as a rod. And my teeth. My jaw slams down so hard I hear them crack against each other. Gritty bits of enamel dancing on my tongue. Damn it, Orlam. Orlam! I hear Genzou scream from my haze. I wrench out a delayed gasp as the pain blossoms out across my split jaw. Ooh! But I'm not even given a chance to recover. Orlam clocks me on the opposite cheek. Of course there would be, hits, but from two different sides, wrenching my head to the other side and sending another jolt straight into my brain. Can't move. Can only stare cockeyed at the far wall, my jaw hanging limp from my cheeks and my eyelids twitching. Blurry vision now. Orlam, stop! I can hear the plagum splinter and snapping against his throat. Are you sorry now? Orlam just screams. He whips around on his heels and hooks his fingers into my hair, yanking my head backwards. Oh gosh. Why don't you tell me how sorry you are? Oh my god, there's even a little bit of detail down there. Oh gosh. Oh dear. He points the prod straight at my temple. Genzou strains so hard against the guards now that they have to hold his head, shoulders, and arms. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Aye, Captain. No, Orlam shrieks. I'm not going to say all that out loud, but you get the idea. I'm sorry. There's nothing more than a ruse. Orlam never had planned to stop. No matter how many times Genzou apologized, my gaze meets Genzou's this one last time. Then Orlam slams the tip of the rod straight against my skull. Eek! In that moment, everything goes white. I feel my body buck. Feel my muscles spasm and my head jerk against Orlam's grip on my hair. I can't breathe. Can't move. Can't think. I don't even realise I'm screaming until my vocal cords spasm and cut off my voice. Don't realise I've bit off my tongue until the blood starts bubbling up between my lips. Ooh, so that's what Orlam was trying to tell earlier by when he says, I don't want you biting off your tongue. Well, not just yet at the very least. It's boiling and frothing. Dark red foam fizzling from my nose. My eyes are stewing, melting down like two gooey eggs. I'm sorry. I wonder for a moment if my brain is frying. Then the white turns to black. This is all my fault. Game over? So we should have just not we should have not have apologized then. Unfortunately, you were fried. But hey, maybe you'll taste even better now. What is that dialogue? Would you like to restart from before your most recent choice or return to the main menu? Fine, I'll go to the last choice and not choose to apologize. Perhaps that would be the better outcome for us. The person in me does not want to select this choice because I feel like we're somewhat guilty in this. Orlam folds his arms across his chest, rubbing his chin and thought. He looks from me to Genzou and back again, nods. Yes, I'd say he has about 3 more in him, don't you? He tilts his head upwards, closes his eyes. Just smile that. Sorry, just smell that, It's giving me visions of dinner tomorrow. Maybe you'd like to join me at the table. Orlam, stop! Genzou twists and jerks in the rabbit's grip. but Orlam saunters behind me now. Yes, this is always a good spot. He gives the rod a twirl, tracing a little pattern in the air, then shoves it straight onto the bare skin of my neck. Everything goes black, and for a good couple of moments I see nothing, feel nothing. I'm floating, sinking, melting into a pool of black. This seems like a worse outcome. Then comes the knife, starting as a mild tingle on the back of my neck, then growing, digging, wrenching, stabbing, until my consciousness rips back through me with such force it's like the air has been scoped from my lungs. My brain feels like it's on fire. My eyes bug out of my head, hot, pulsing, in, out, skin on fire, vision on fire, blustering hot and sizzling right next to my ears. I'm glad this sentence has context in it. Everything is shaking. Everything is burning. And he whips it away, and my body collapses with a snap. Great. This is all too much for my little innocent mind. Not really innocent. Gosh, we're crying as well. My ears ringing. My nerves twitch and pop. My heart beats in erratic, arrhythmic cadences. And my vision blurs in and out. Red, white, black, red, white, black. I think the red is blood. Hot. My head feels so hot. I feel something dribbling out of my ear. Yes, blood. Or ear, sorry. It pulls in the folds of cartilage. Leaves bloody stains as it splats down onto my shoulders. And my hair. My hair is sizzling. Sparkling. Like if it's just survived a Category 10 hurricane. It sticks up almost whimsically as coils of steam drift up and away from my scalp. Orlam tut-tuts behind me. I take that back. He might only have one more after that. Genzou is wrecked. The guards are practically holding him aloft now, keeping him from collapsing to the floor. His shoulders lurch upwards in noiseless sobs. Orlam, listen to me, please. I'll do anything. You can do whatever you want to me. Anything you goddamn want. This seems to catch Orlam's attention. He stops, takes a few slinking steps towards Genzou, noise poises upwards and finger tracing his lower lip. Oh, anything is it? Genzou just nods, tears and snot forming twin wattles beneath his nose and chin. I have to admit that is a tempting offer. Orlam's hands go to his hips. He seems to be mulling this over. After all, why break you beyond repair when I could break you piece on piece and watch the hope fade from your eyes again and again and again. He snickers, bites down on the tips of his fingers in growing glee, then jerks back to attention and snaps his fingers, pointing towards the door. The guards respond by lugging Genzou back up to his feet and marching him out of the room. Then he turns back to me and motions again towards the remaining guards. Take him down for now. I may need him again later. I barely register as the two guards who manicured me earlier unlock the cuffs and pulls my arms free, jerk the gag from my mouth. The skin of my right wrist doesn't want to unstick itself from the iron, and it stretches with a sickening pop before snapping free and flapping uselessly across my palm. They leave me semi-conscious in the pile of hay, just staring up the ceiling and smelling my own fat burn. I don't know how long I lie there. My body feels cold now, chills running up and down my spine, along my arms and legs. I don't move. Every once in a while a muscle somewhere gives a little twitch, and my body jerks. The 3 spots where he'd hit me with that thing had gone completely numb. Skin red, blistered, peeling, melting into the surrounding cloth, white, filmy layer forming atop the exposed tissue. Maybe I'm going to die. I don't want to die. I think of Genzou. Think of lying together with him in that bed. the warmth of his arms as he'd held me. My eyes grow warm again, warm and salty, but somehow the tears don't come, only the sting, the clenching pain in my throat and chest and heart. Where is he now? What's happening to him? Is he thinking of me too? I cough. Gag. Bile rises in the back of my throat and I have to turn my head to the side as the vomit dribbles down my lips and across my cheek. Goodness sakes. Brown drool hangs from the side of my mouth, a gooey sinew. It feels like it's been hours already, but maybe it's only been a few minutes. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I duck in and out of consciousness a few times. That's when I hear it. I clatter from down the hall, the hollow sound of iron on iron. I narrow my eyes, trying to hone in on the noise. Then footsteps. Fast. Running. A scuffle. It's right outside of the door now. That sound again. Something clanging, ringing, echoing. A fleshy rip. Then a slump. More clatters. A key turns in the lock. Oh, my goodness sakes, you somehow got out of that predicament. I look up as Genzou stumbles inside. His eyes are wide and strained, and his face, his neck, the front of his jacket, everything is stained red. What did you do, Genzou? Wait a minute, is that even your own blood? He lurches towards me. Iki falls down beside me. I killed him, Iki. Okay, at first I thought Orlam was the one who's doing the beating, or was doing the beating towards Iggy. But this was something I'm like, wait a minute, you don't look injured. You're still terrified, but you don't look injured. So it had to be something else's blood. His voice catches, wobbles. He swallows hard. I killed him. He looks at me, haunted and panicked. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I had to. Damn, he brings his hands to his face, clutching at his cheek. When he pulls them away, I see him cringe, squint, wipe at the tears of blood. I need to get you out of here, he finally says, and when his arms go around me, pulling me up, I feel him shaking and trembling against me. Damn. This right here is the most devastated I've ever seen Genzou. Genzou is a one-in-a-lifetime buddy. Come on. He hauls me up and onto his back, the normal scent of his jacket against my nose now stagnant with the smell of blood. I took out all of them I came across. Hopefully you can make it out. You took out all the rabbits as well? Crikey. He stumbles out the door, still trying to get me balanced across his back. I see the dead rabbit just on the other side, slumped against the wall. A bloody spear lies next to him, its tip decorated with hair and other gory matter. Well, why did you do that when we first encountered the rabbit, okay? You know, the one we were about to go across the ton over to get away from? Why can't you do some sort of supernatural thing like that? Like, maybe it's the state of mind as well. That's one thing, you know, the state of mind. I look away. Then we're moving down the hallway. Slow at first, then faster as Genzou picks up speed. Door after door. One more rabbit. Two more rabbits. His footsteps echo up and down the empty hallway, around the corner, past an intersection of corridors. He suddenly slows down, hesitates. He shifts me up again, arms tight around my legs, and I feel his muscles grow taut. Oh. That's where Orlam is. And also, if you look at the bottom right, that's where one of the rabbits are. I glance inside the open door on our left, just barely catching a glimpse of Orlam on the bed inside the room. His chest and throat are flayed, barely recognizable, and blood. So much blood staining his face, his clothes, the bed and floor. I look away, push my face hard into Genzou's back, and he moves forward without a word. We make it to a set of stairs, then down we go. Genzou huffing and sweating beneath me, the hall wide and cavernous around us. And at the bottom we step out into the main hall. The door. The front door. It's there. but as Genzou takes a step towards it, a sudden shout makes me freeze. We both look down before I hold to see a group of rabbits pointing and shouting. Yeah, we gotta make it out here. This spurs Genzou into action. Using strength even he probably didn't know he had left. He sprints towards the door and slams his knee into the wood to kick it open. I swear I can hear his kneecap cracking, but whether it's a figment of my imagination or he's beyond care and he doesn't acknowledge it. He pushes us the rest of the way out past the heaving threshold into the open air of the castle garden. We're out. We're out! But Genzou doesn't stop here. He keeps sprinting. Past the bushes and trees and fountains. I would say foundations there. Past the towering castle walls. Past the bridge and the moat and the path towards the village. He shifts left and starts towards the distant trees, away from civilization and any chance of running into more guards. I can feel him straining beneath me. His breath is coming out in short, ragged bursts, and his heart is pounding through his back and against my cheek like a jackhammer. Once we're nearer the trees and there's still no sign of any guards behind us, I give Genzou's shoulder a little squeeze, and he stops. I slide off, holding onto his arm for a moment until I find my balance. You sure you can walk? Genzou gasps out. He takes his opportunity to bend over, his hands to his knees as he gulps in air. I think so, I say, even though I'm not sure. My body feels stiff and numb, almost like it's not even there. Genzou wipes at his face, the sweat smearing the blood across his cheeks. Come on, he finally says and grabs my hand. I curl my fingers between his and we begin to walk. We half jog further into the trees, into the woods and the safety of the leaves. It's cooler in here, cool and dark. We press forward, moving quickly enough that I don't have a chance to look around, but not quickly enough that I miss the cloying tingle of unease run up and down my spine. There's something off about the air here, heavy almost, weighing down on my shoulders and making it difficult to catch my breath. Iki. I swear I heard the sound of my name, my own name, like a whisper through the leaves. I stop, look around, squint through the trees. What is it? Genzou asks, but I see nothing, and hear nothing more. I give my head a frustrated shake. Nothing. Genzou gives my hand a squeeze. It's warm and comforting, the only source of warmth in this entire forest. Come on, let's try to get to the other side of these trees. I feel more comfortable once we've put some distance between us and those rabbits. I, Genzou, wholeheartedly agree with that. I nod, and then we're moving forward again, walking softly, dodging branches and errant roots, moving in and out between the trees. But the chill only seems to worsen, to the point that the hairs on my arms, the hair I still have left on the back of my neck, begins to stand straight up with tiny prickles of disquietude. That's when I hear it. The sound of an axe on wood. Ooh. Somebody's felling trees? And close by, too. The further we travel, the louder it gets. Almost as though it's all around us and everywhere. But nowhere at the same time. Genzou? I whisper. But all of a sudden he stops, and I feel his hand tighten around mine. Bucks? Yep. That's Bucks, all right. It is Bucks. Not more than 20 feet in front of us, hacking away at a tree with an axe. There's already a pile of logs at her feet. But something's off? Yep, something is definitely off. Hey, Bucks! Genzou starts. You're here after all? His voice trails off, as though suddenly afraid of the answer to his question. Bucks takes another whack at the tree, her axe sticking in the wood. She stops, silent for a moment, then jerks it back out. She stands up straight, somehow taller than I even remember. then turns towards us. Hello there, Box. How are you doing? Need some wood, do ya? Genzou tries again. Her eyes are dark. She doesn't even blink. Instead, her head cocks to the side as she studies us. What are you doing here? She finally asks, but her voice is scarcely recognizable. It's low and breathy, almost like a growl rolling off her tongue. Genzou must rethink his approach, because he takes a step backwards with a nervous chuckle. Actually, we were just, passing through. Didn't mean to bother you. We'll be going now. So you can just keep chopping away. Genzou, I say with a shuddered gasp, tugging back on his arm. You're here to take me back, aren't you? Bucks takes a step towards us. I can see the muscles of her arm grow taut, bulging out against the skin as her hand tightens around the handle of the axe. No, we're not. You just, keep doing what you're doing. Yuna sent you, didn't he? I knew he would. He never lets me have any peace and quiet. She lurches towards us. 1 step, 2 steps, and we respond with an equal number of steps backward. No idea what you're talking about. Yuna's got nothing to do with this, honest. We were just going on our way. Why can't you just leave me alone? Great, she charges. And in an instant, Genzou pushes me out of the way. And something is about to happen to Genzou, isn't it? A sudden sense of deja vu rushes over me as I feel the ground rushing up. But this time we have no capacity to run away. Then there's a hollow, woody thud, and I see Bucks' ass stuck in the bark of a nearby tree. Well, at least it's a tree and not somewhere more fleshy. She tugs at it with a grunt, her eyes flashing. We don't need any more provocation. We run. Heart thudding. Breath panicked. Shoes beating against the hard earth. We shoot through the trees, Genzou's hand tight around mine and pulling me faster and faster. I could barely comprehend what's happening. Everything rushing past at the speed of light. My legs struggling to keep up. Get away, get away, get away. My mind repeats the mantra again and again, in time with my feet pounding against the ground. I can hear her behind us. Hear the terrifying swish of her axe. She cuts us at the branches and leaves. Hearing her ragged breaths, unearthly snarls. I try to focus on Genzou as I feel the muscles in my legs grow tired, weak, numb and wobbling in their instant forward sprint. Suddenly Genzou stops. It happens so quickly I'm unable to slow down as I go careening directly into his back. We stumble forward. It's a hill. First Genzou goes down, toppling down onto the leaf-strewn slope. Then I followed, hitting the ground hard and rolling. Rolling branches biting into my skin and rocks cracking against bone. Ooh. Again and again, slamming into the ground. World spinning around me. When I finally slow down in my tumble and open my eyes, I find myself on the side of a cliff. Only a few feet from spilling straight over the side and to a rocky landing far below. Are we on our own here? I suck in my breath, scoot away from the edge. Oh no, he's there. Genzou grabs my shoulders and pulls me back, his hands jerking me up to my feet. His fingers are trembling. Footsteps, behind us. She's there. We both turn to see her limping towards us, her feet dragging, her axe swinging. The very air around her seems warped, like the air above asphalt on a hot day. Genzou? I say again, because there's nothing else to say. What the? What's going on here? Oh. Oh. What the? Is she trying to be a hero? Oh. What are you doing, man? I'll kill you before you can take me back. What a hero. No. Genzou! As Iggy shouts. Oh, handle the axe. Oh, no, it's red. Genzou! Genzou? Oh. Oh no, that was through his belly, wasn't it? Damn. Now that axe... Why does that axe look clean? Why? Damn it. Why'd you make us go through this box? My man. My number one friend. Iggy. Oh. He doesn't look normal, actually. Oh. Oh. What are you doing, Iggy? Oh my gosh, he's gone insane now. That's the blood of your friend on that axe. Oh gosh. You gonna do that against Bucks? Can you really do it though? Oh, you did. What the? I was not expecting that. You just returning the favour, but yeah, Iggy's gone insane at this point. Seeing the death of his best friend, his number one friend. Oh, have you only just come out of your stupor now and realised what you've done? This cliff now has a new colour. Red. Yep. You've just realised. Oh, now you just slammed the axe into the floor. And Iggy. When will the pain end? When will this nightmare end? Oh. Realizing what he's done. So Genzou's killed one, Orlam. So in this case, the only kind of sort of sane person was Gidget at the end of all this. Orlam's dead. Bucks is dead. Genzou's dead, sorry. Iggy's lost it, and Gidget, while angry, has not completely lost it in that case. The rocks bite at my knees as I curl across the dirt. It's soggy beneath my fingers. Yeah, soggy with a tomato puree sort of mixture. Soggy and warm. And the smell, it's everywhere. Dripping down my arms. Curling up inside my nasal cavity. I fight the urge to rage even as I feel the bile rise to the back of my throat. Genzou. Genzou's lying face down in the gravel. He's not moving. Of course he's not moving. Bucks killed him. His insides are falling out all over the ground. My throat hitches. And when I reach him, I roll over onto his back. His intestines spill out in the process. Damn. I need to fix this. Hands shaking, I scoop him up. Push him back inside. The red marl across his stomach threatening to swallow my hands. Dirt and who knows what else goes with them, but I don't care. I just need to get them back inside. Finally, I pull him up and into my lap. Damn. Genzou. I can feel his brain through the soggy folds of his hair. He doesn't look like he's sleeping. He looks like he's goddamn dead. Whoever spread the old wives' tale is a goddamn liar. I close my eyes. Let out a shot of breath. I don't even realize I'm rocking. Rocking back and forth. Back and forth. A strange half-melodic hum buzzing on my lips. Genzou's like my favourite character in this game. It hurts. God damn, it hurts. My head feels like it's splitting in two. My chest feels like it's been stabbed with an ice pick again and again and again. I never felt pain like this before. Make it stop. I clench my eyes shut so hard I can feel them pounding. Make it stop. Iggy. Maybe this is why. This is why I've never tried to get close to anyone. Because I know it'll only end in pain. The 31-year-old loser version that pushes away anyone who shows an ounce of affection. Who's too scared they'll find out who he really is. That he's not normal. What do you want, Iggy? I want my friend back. In his face, I've really blanked things up this time, haven't I? Why can't I do anything right? I'm a complete wreck. And now because of me, Genzou's dead. No, it's because of Bucks Genzou's dead, for goodness sake. It's not down to you, Iggy. It's because of Bucks, and only Bucks. You cannot just say that. I should never have called him. Never have gone to his shop. Never stop with these. Never have fallen for him. Maybe then he could have made it out of this whole thing alive. He, gosh darn, did something that was unthinkable and something he would never be able to take away. He oofed Orlam and the rabbit guards, but mainly oofed Orlam. He oofed Orlam. That was something that you can never take back. You took a life away. Then Bucks took Genzou's life away. And then Iggy took Bucks' life away. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? I want my friend back. Jesus goddamn Christ, it hurts. What do I wish for? I wish for the pain to stop. You could do that, can't you? Stop the pain. I was better off before. Before I thought I had a chance at happiness. Before I allowed myself to feel anything. Now all I feel is pain. My heart. My heart hurts so bad. I can't take it anymore. I'd do anything to make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Did we wake up? Oh. Well, something stopped. Our Wonderland Arc 2. Written, developed by Carrot Patch Games. I just saw a background there thinking, crikey, the flashback from that murder scene when Genzou was hugging us tightly. Like, Genzou, he is one of my favorite visual novel characters ever. He is such a, I would say, a complicated character, yes, but he's got all of these different quirks about him that I really love. He is comical, he is funny, but he's also incredibly serious when the time matters to be serious. He does not pull any punches. He doesn't really filter things. He just says things how they are. But he's also, most importantly, there for you. He's there for his friend. He was there for Iggy when times were the toughest. He was in his own ways a gallant knight, protecting him. But at the end of all of this, he did actually protect him. He ensured that Iggy did not die. But in his own ways, Iggy kind of caused his own self-destruction by thinking that he could have a chance of happiness in life by inadvertently killing Genzou. Oh yeah, that was the scene that we saw in the I'm sorry Genzou route. But Orlam never had that temptation of being given an apology for. So yeah, that's us there. So what I noticed from the main menu in Arc 2 is that rather than having a child Iggy on the left, or an adult Iggy on the left, we have an adult Genzou. So I wonder if in Act 3 we're going to have ourselves a different person at the main menu again. Not one on the right, but one on the left. I'm sorry, Genzou. I'll have to try something else. God damn, he has some kind of thought process behind all this. He knows that these Wonderlands are somehow attainable and controllable by Iggy. Something else? Something else to... But even as my brain attempts to latch on to the fleeting sense of something very important, something I don't want to forget, something... It's gone. Replaced by the dull scratch of Mrs. Darwish's trash bin as she rolls it down the driveway. There must be something stuck in one of the wheels, because with each rotation the bin lurches upwards and smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. Not this again. I groan and shove my pillow over my head as I wait for the sound of something to drop. I pause. But why would I? I hear her stop, pick up whatever it is, up, then toss it back inside the bin. Roll, roll, smack, roll, roll, smack. I lay there a moment, brows furrowed against my closed eyes, but ultimately shake it off. It's time to wake up after all. I push myself up in bed, rub the sleep out of my eyes, look around. My room. Yes, this is my room. The same as it is every morning. So why does it feel so empty? Perhaps because the last time we slept there was a body with us, but in another timeline of sorts. I pull my knees up to my chest and just sit there, taking everything in. A strange feeling of loneliness is tugging at my chest, as though I've lost something important. Lost something important, you say? Hold on, main menu. Yeah, there's Orlam on the left-hand side there, I knew it. So I wonder if we're going to go to the main menu when we start Act 3, will there be someone else there? Something I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back. I shiver, sigh, chew on the inside of my cheek, then reach over for my glasses on the bedside table and lob them across my nose. I wander off towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot despite the dull heaviness weighing down on my heart. Maybe I really did drink too much yesterday. The party. It's making my head all weird. Once the coffee is percolating, I empty the last of my chocolate rice snappers into a bowl and take to it like soup. I pause a moment, mid-slurp, look around again. Why does it feel so strange? Why does staring down into my slowly marbling milk make tingles of tears form along my lashes? I shake my head. I don't have time for this. After all, we've got programming to do. I finish up the snappers and head for the bathroom. I look awful. But then again, when don't I? I lazily lob my toothbrush into my mouth, washing away the chocolate and rinsing out my mouth. Look, sometimes I wake up and I feel like I look like the Elephant Man. But by gosh, don't I look gorgeous. Once finished, I splash 3 good-sized handfuls of water onto my face, hoping to wash away the cloying feeling of sadness while I'm at it. Before pulling away, I take another look at my eyes. I half expect to find them lined with bruises, but they're not. But of course they're not. Why would they be? The thought makes me shiver, and I spend an extra moment just rubbing at the skin beneath my eyes. I'll fix you, Iggy. Gidget, you're not here for us, are you? Oh no, is that a teaser for what's happening in the next arc? Goodness sakes, is Gidget going to be the person that is going to be the focal point? I spin around, but of course there's no one there. Why would anyone be there? I'm starting to lose it. The coffee is ready by the time I step back out, but even as I grab it and start to head for my desk, I find myself just not wanting to work. I have to work. I have deadlines, projects due. I stare at my monitor until my vision starts to blur. then walk back into the kitchen. I'll work eventually. Maybe I'll just take a little time to clear my head. I sit down at my kitchen table, hands perfectly curled around my mug, and wait. 1 sip, 2 sips. I stare at the wall, stare at the grease-mottled front of my microwave, stare at my fridge and the takeout menus held askew with developer joke-ascribed magnets. 3 sips. What am I waiting for? I don't know, but I'm definitely waiting for something. Is it Hunar and his worries of bucks? My mind drifts to Genzou for some reason. I wonder what he's doing now. Is he at his shop? Something inside me really wants to see him right now. But thinking about it sets off a mini alarm bell in the back of my head. So I gave myself a shake, snap myself out of it, and go back to my staring. I don't know why, but I feel so demotivated. Doing anything seems like a chore, even work, and I just feel empty. At that moment, my phone goes off. Goodness sakes, the sudden noise about gives me a heart attack. At least we're not falling off our chair this time. In my jolt of surprise, I splash hot coffee up and onto my hand. Oh, goodness sakes, now I need to go to the sink and rinse it off. Goodness sakes, I managed to answer anyway, nursing the smarting skin as I balanced the phone between my shoulder and ear. Hey, Huna, what's up? I asked without even confirming the name of the caller ID. I just know what's going to happen. But the sound that comes through the receiver doesn't match my jovial tone. Sobs. Hurried shuffles. A cough. He's crying. Iggy. Oh, sheesh. Right, this is... I bring a hand to my forehead, massaging but deepening creases. It's Bucks, isn't it? My insides start to twist. This triggers another cough from Hunar. How did you... But then he must decide it doesn't matter because he continues all the same. I don't know what to do, Iggy. She's gone. Gone. I hear his voice crack through the receiver. She took Sadai. There's no sign of him anywhere. I've called and I've called and I've called. I shake my head, trying to collect my thoughts. I'm having trouble figuring out what to say. Did she, say anything? Last night. Yuna's voice shakes. Nothing! We had a bit of an argument, but by the time we went to sleep, things were mostly fine again. And I didn't wake up once. Sadai, she never cried. He pauses, and I can hear him swallow. I have a really bad feeling, Iggy. Something's not right. Something's happened. I run a hand through my hair. I wonder if the main antagonist of this game is Sadai. You feel that way because you're nervous and scared, but I'm sure things are fine. But even I'm not convinced by my words. I feel sick. Maybe something came up. Maybe her parents called or something, and there was some kind of emergency. I hear Hunar sniff through the phone. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. I rub my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Hunar. What do I say? What can I say? I'm sorry, Hunar. I really don't know what else to do. I'll keep calling her, though. If we all keep trying, I'm sure one of us finally get through. What is that saying? If you throw enough manure at a wall, some of it will stick. Yes, but I'm pretty sure this is a pretty slimy wall, I'm sure. I cringe, but continue. Everything's fine. The line is quiet for a moment. Then, soft as a whisper. Okay. He sounds so despondent. I don't blame him. Keep me updated, okay? Sure. The line goes dead. I bring my hand down with a sigh, staring down at a brightly lit display on my phone. I could have handled that better, but somehow I can't help but feel that it wouldn't have mattered. To Hunar, it would have. As the quiet returns, so does the feeling of emptiness. It gnaws at the inside like a rat trying to escape. I better chew on my cheek just in case if a rat tries to get out. All of a sudden, I just really need to hear someone's voice. And not only that, I can try again. What do you mean you can try again? Try again? Try what again? Try starting to work again? I start scrolling through my contacts. Yeah, maybe I can call someone. But who? It's not like I've got a lot of choices. My thumb pauses over Genzou's name. No. I shake my head. No. Continue scrolling. Someone else. Someone I haven't tried yet. Excuse me? Is Orlam going to be Arc 3? Call Orlam. I scroll down to Orlam's name in the list. Normally, I'd be hard-pressed to call Orlam about, well, anything. But somehow it feels different this time. I can't explain it. Also, something needs me to call him. So with only a moment of hesitation, I jab my thumb against the screen and watch as the cheerful phone icon starts to bounce. I bring the phone to my ear. Think about what I'm about to say. What I'm going to say. What am I going to say? I'm going to ask about bugs, of course. What else would I ask about? Life in general? You know, how are you, Orlam? You could maybe show some interest in him, for once. I grimace. True. I call him for the first time in like forever only to jump straight into concern over someone else. That would certainly paint me in a sympathetic light. I get so lost in my own back and forth preparation, but I don't even realize no one's picking up until the line switches over to voicemail. I blink. Pull the phone away. Weird, guess he's not around. The digital voice on the line tells me to leave my message after a beep, and in a semi-panic, I blurt out, Hey, Orlam. Call me back, okay? I hit the end call button, then wince. Did I really need to leave a message? And one like that? To boot? I didn't even say why I was calling. Well, whatever. At least he should call me back now. I run a hand through my hair with a sigh and trudge back over to my desk. Guess I could try to work. And then Orlam calls us while we're trying to work and we'll fall over to the ground, wouldn't we? It's a bit all over the place, but that's not something my clients are going to care about. Might as well try to focus as much as I can. I plop down on my desk and snap my headphones over my ears. Now, let's see what I can get done. Once I find my groove, time passes quickly. 1 hour, 2 hours. I ought to sit back with a stretch, gazing proudly upon the custom API I just got done debugging for Mr. James Addleston. What on earth is an API? I'm sorry, but I need to look at this one real quickly. What is an API? Application Programming Interface? That's what Professor Google says. I'm just going to go with that. It's only as my thoughts are returning to reality that I realize Orlam still hasn't called me back. I checked my phone just in case I somehow missed it, but nope, no calls. Have you tried the junk mail? I chew on my bottom lip. Well, at least it's not the cheat this time. Brow frowning. Furrowing? Not caring, but it may look a bit weird. I find his name on my recent calls and try him again. Still no answer. I don't leave a message this time. But the message my stomach sends me is plenty. All gurgling butterflies and hissy soda bubbles. This really doesn't seem like him. What if something happened? What if he never even made it back from the party last night? I've opened my eyes. That's ridiculous. But still, where does he live again? I swipe open my group chats. I vaguely remembered him giving us all his new dress when he moved. Was it last year? Or the year before? Maybe look at when he messaged that message, and then you'll see a date stamp, or a time stamp, or something like that. 2.5 years, dang. Open the address on my phone map to check out the route. A bit far to walk. It's all the way over to the other side of the downtown. I could take the bus, though. Get off at the Kant Street shop. Am I really doing this? But apparently I am, because I am already wandering off to change into a decent pair of pants and to find my shoes. In England we call them trousers. Time to have a little adventure. Or the short versions are called shorts. Eat my shorts. Arc 3. Is this the Orlam route? Orlam, what have you done? What have you done to us? There's no response at my first knock, which makes me feel all the more ridiculous. In my second, though, I hear shuffling on the other side of the door. It pops open against the lock, and I see a single green eye blinking at me curiously. It shuts. It opens again, this time with the lock undone. Hello there. Orlam stares at me as though he's never seen me before in his life. And crikey out loud, it is very strange to see Orlam without his crown on his head. So yeah, that is where we're going to end off our little... Oh, we can go... How many pages can we go? Well, there's going to be more than plenty enough for this tale, so... Menu. Yes. Ah! That's what I thought. When each arc comes about, a new character appears on the left side there. Interesting. So... I really like Genzou in this game. I think he is just such a bubbling character to be around. Such a caring, self-sacrificial character where he really cared for Iggy in particular Arc 2. Like, he really cares for him in Arc 1, but he in particular really cared for him in Arc 2. So, I think the pattern of this game is... whoever we are on the menu with at the end of the game, somehow we have the final encounter with Bucks at the end. So I wonder, in some kind of warped way, we ditch Genzou at some point and then go with King Orlam in order to confront Bucks. But I wonder how that would actually entail. But also at the same time, I wonder if that actually happens, because in the first act we encountered Bucks alone, in the second act we encountered Bucks with Genzou, so I wonder if we're going to be, Iggy, Bucks and Genzou possibly, or just Iggy and Bucks. So Iggy and Orlam, I was about to say. But I'm thoroughly loving this game so far. It is a real emotional roller coaster, both high and low. Both are some of the best times I've ever had in visual novels and some of the most emotional moments in visual novels. Like, it's just a bunch of characters on the screen, but the fact that they can make me feel emotional about them is really powerful. Something that you don't really see a huge amount of in gaming nowadays. All it's about is AAA titles, make as much money as possible without ever thinking about the employees' own lives and doing this and doing that and all this kind of jazz. But developers nowadays in AAAs don't just sit there and thinking, what about we just make a game for the people, not a game for us and the people. Thank you so much for watching, and we shall see each other in Arc 3 in the next time of Our Wonderland as we scoot over into the Orlam variant of Our Wonderland and whatever mischievous adventures we get ourselves up into. So we've got Arc 3, Arc 4 and Arc 5. So we've got Orlam, Gidget, who I presume is going to be Arc 4, and then somehow in Arc 5 we're going to encounter the final boss, Bucks, the origin of why we all go back into the Wonderland in the first place, because Bucks is the one we are trying to search for. And for goodness sake, Bucks, you keep leading us all back into this childlike state land in which we all somehow got ourselves into at the very beginning of the game, but we still have no clear answers as to what originally went on. But I'm sure as time passes, the pieces will start to form and the puzzle may or may not be completely complete. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this game so far down in the comment sections below. Let me know what your favorite aspect of this game is so far, like it's a favorite moment, a favorite CG, anything along those lines. Take care of yourselves and have a lovely day, people.